You are you and I'm not me, and where we are is where we be. If it's night or day, the time is now. To get involved, I'll show you how. I'll run the show, you'll do your part. We'll have a blast by making art. Come join the gang, no need to fear. Just bring along your imaginosphere.
Thanksgiving next week, a tradition long-standing. And a testament to the power of branding. I am not me. I am art. And I am welcoming you I am, to Art Right Now. Episode 6. This is episode 6. My goodness, my gracious, my goodies, my gumdropses. Oh, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's the most creatacular art extravaganza in livetainment you're about to experience, and if the mood takes you, create with me some unparalleled, is that the right word? I believe it is. Unparalleled art, the likes of which the world has never seen before. But before we get to all that, just to ensure just to ensure that everybody is on the same art page of the art book, we're going to start with a toast. It's got absolutely nothing to do with these things, but you just grab your beverage and you just get involved. Are we all ready? I hope we're all ready. Let's get toasting. Let's absolutely get toasting. To autumn, your beauty dazzles me every single year. Here on the east coast of America, the summer hits long and it hits hard. It beats you down with vicious heat, both consistent and persistent. You think it will never end, but then it does, and autumn sweeps in with a chilly breeze, low sun, and golden foliage. And you're reborn again. No matter how long it stays away, you forgive it instantly upon its arrival. Autumn is a distant father who misses your school play and crushes your spirit, but then he gets home from work. Once you're already tucked up in bed, you're still angry, so you just kind of turn away. But then he's bought you a Lego set to say story, and you can't stay mad because the set comes with 4 different minifigs and a working drawbridge. To autumn. Let's double dip for that first one. Hello, everybody. Hello, artlings and nowbodies and Arnies. Who have we got in the church hall? Definitely not Duda. Hello to you. SJ Beck 72. Hi, everyone. Hi to you, SJ Beck 72. TB Douglas. Lovely to see you. Super Nash 18. Always a pleasure. TB Douglas loves autumn/fall. Absolutely. A lot of people giving some cheers. We've got some exciting stuff here. Oh, happy affiliate anniversary, says AOL Time Warner Official. Thank you so much, AOL Time Warner Official. It's a lovely thing for you to do. It mentioned that on the thing. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Gosh, that party hat was staying around for a long time, wasn't it? But do you know what? I'm not one for anniversaries, you know. I don't really ever celebrate my birthday. My parents never kind of bothered with that kind of thing. So I'm more about the future, yeah. But I appreciate very much. It's been a wonderful ride, hasn't it? It's been a wonderful ride. TB Douglas gifting a tier 1 subscription to AOL Time Warner Official. My goodness, we're starting off with some generosity here. Thank you so much, TB Douglas. Very, very kind of you. AOL Time Warner Official, my gosh, what a treat for you, just like a lingering party guest. Absolutely. We should also have, and I would love for people to take advantage of this, just to demonstrate it. I believe we've got some emotes. Now, I think everybody Everybody now, especially with AOL Time Warner Official being gifted a sub, everybody is, we've got some new ones here. We've got a wow, we've got an art, we've got another, did cameraman George have one? Oh, strong echo on the voice from SJBeck72. Is anybody else hearing an echo on the voice? Voice. Anybody else hearing that? Cameraman George represented. Look at all of these lovely emotes. No echo for TB. Oh, well. I'm going to run an ad, but I don't think anybody's actually going to see this ad because, again, everybody who watches my show is a subscriber. That's how these things work. It's the making of that's what's called a cult success, I believe. A cult success is one where everybody, there's not that many people who are involved, but the people who are involved, oh my goodness, they're really involved. Killer Kilch here, but driving. Lovely to see you, Killer. Lovely to see you. Yeah, so we got some brand new emotes working, which is lovely. We've also got, of course, we've always got ep name. If we stumble upon a word or phrase over the course of the show that you feel drawn to as a possible title for this episode of Art Right Now, get it in the chat with the word ep name before it, i.e. Oh, and I didn't change this over from last time. That was bearded and robust. What was it last time? Oh, I remember what it was last time. Here's a bag of blood. Oh, are we doing the slowdown here? Again? Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Streamlabs. Yeah, we're taking our time. We're going to get there eventually. My word. So if somebody tries to, if somebody exhorts any kind of word or phrase that you think would work as an episode name, make sure you're dropping it in the chat. Okay, we'll try to log in again. Good luck, SJBeck72. Godspeed, we're all with you. We're absolutely all with you. But this is a jam-packed episode, guys. So we're just gonna get started right away.
Not these pics, plus your words. It's modern art. Just ask young people, not memes.
Not memes. Indeed, guys, memes are art. Okay, to combine two disparate concepts into. Oh, there we go. Well, that's already. Into one unified image or video is very clever. They're like the visual equivalent of puns, and we all know how artful puns are. So I'm going to show you a meme that I have improved merely by making a version of it using an essence of myself, and your job is to fill in the gaps. It's going to be my image, it's going to be your words, and together, this is Not Memes. This is the one that we're dealing with this week. This is a classic, what's known as a two buttons meme. Here we have a man, possibly a spaceman. I don't know. He's got some lovely white gloves on him and a very bright shirt. He's stressing and sweating over two buttons. Which should he press? He just doesn't know. And therein lies the drama here. Adding in the spaceman and not just having the two buttons. It's actually very clever because it allows you to dictate who this guy is as well. Okay, who's making the choice? That really opens up the creative options. But as always, we're not using that. Other people use that, and we like to think of ourselves as slightly different. So I've reinterpreted this one with a little bit of help from a frequent collaborator of mine. You probably know him best as my son Jesus. So now, rather than two buttons, we've got two biscuits. And I think, maybe I'm biased, but I think he's done a wonderful job here, yeah, at making it his own. Because in the original, obviously, we've got a man stressing. We've got a man, he's stressing, which do I pick? This is not stress, okay? Well, I mean, it is stress, but it's not anger, it's not stress. Jesus has managed to find a slightly more despondent angle. He's not stressed, he's forlorn, I think. It brings a little bit more colour, a little bit more shade to proceedings, and though I may be, again, accused of bias, I think it's an absolute triumph. I think he's done an absolutely fantastic job here. It's technically a little bit of advertising for the dog biscuit company Milkbone. You might be able to see that. But it's, with memes, I think that there's no real rules. So we're all okay. Definitely forlorn, says TB. Yeah, absolutely. Nanohobo possibly cleaning the space station with those gloves. Oh, interesting. Maybe he's a space custodian or a space janitorial staff, and that's what they'll all be wearing in the future. What a world to be living in! What a world to be living in. Jesus in the two biscuit dilemma. It's a classic two biscuit dilemma. Absolutely, Nana. Absolutely. And here are your options for where you can put some text, A, B, and C. But what should you put? Well, I decided to help you out a little bit, talk you through things a little bit more, give you a few more options this week. Because we've got Jesus, obviously having to make a tough decision here. That's the crux. But what is the tough decision about? Okay. It could be, hear me out, it could be two great options that are equally desired. Like in this example. Some people like Coke, some people like Pepsi, but open-minded people who just love cola, they want them both. Yeah, so this is two positive options. So that's what it could be. Okay. Similarly, it could be between two bad options, and you don't know which one to pick because you don't want either of them. Like in this example. Okay. So this is two bad options, and you just don't know which one to choose. That's an option, certainly. Killer Kilchi saying, but where is the green one? I mean, for this particular brand of biscuit, Killer, there are no green ones. There's pink, which is bacon. There's white, which I believe is chicken, and there's brown, which is beef. Green would be spinach, and he certainly wouldn't be pleased with that one. Wouldn't be a difficult choice for Jesus. It could be, here's the thing, it could be between the right thing to do and the thing that you want to do. Yeah? I've got another example for that. World peace or 8 hours of sleep for a new parent. Obviously, world peace is overall the right thing to do, but the guilty part of you want that 8 hours sleep. You want that 8 hours sleep. Okay, so that's an option. Or it could even be a little bit absurd with a choice that really shouldn't be difficult at all. And in doing so, you're likely mocking the person making the choice, like in this example. Okay? It's light-hearted, so I don't think we're being mean here. We're not being mean here. So all I need from you guys is to give me some options here. What is written on A? What is written on B? What is written on C? What are the two options, and who is making the choice? That's all I need from you. That's all I need from you. And then one of them will make into a meme by the end of the show. And then some other ones will be made into a meme and posted on social media as we go through the week. Okay? This is what we're looking at. This is what we're dealing with. And we'll be coming back to that throughout the show. Okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's change that out, actually, because that was... Not that. Options, yes. So yeah, whenever we pop back to this screen, we'll see this. What's A, what's B, what's C? Get it in the chat, we'll write it down. Nice and simple. Nice and easy. So you've got two things to be thinking of at all times throughout this, just so it's nice and relaxing. What's going on with this meme? What are some options for this meme? And any ep name options. We've got Emote Me Hard. I noticed Killer dropping in an episode name that Killer had themselves just posted in, which is a little bit cheeky, but I'll accept it. Wonderful. Fabulous. Nana Hobob getting involved. Thank you so much. Where are we going from here? Right, perfect. Let's do it, guys. Let's take a little trip to a art gallery. It's the finest gallery you'll ever find. And it's free to enter because it's all in your mind. House of Notme. It remains such a fine piece of work there from your friend and mine, Zach Alicious. Thank you very much, Mr. Licious. I suppose Mr. Alicious. The House of Notme, my word, is the world's first and only entirely imaginary art gallery, and you are the curators. So we've got to pick our chief curator, and we've got to see the list that we've got to pick from this week. Let's have the box. There's the box. This is our explanation. Let's have a little check. Who have we got in the chat? Who is going to be our chief curator? I think we're going to go for... As Maple Panda was the last person to comment. Maple Panda, I believe you will be the chief curator. Round of applause for Maple Panda. So you need to choose, of these 10 options, you need to choose 3 that we'll be picking from. We have got Sleeping Beauty, I Wish for Peace, Insnaccurate, Socknast, Weep for Them, More Rushmore, Hot Property, Is That Jodie Even, She's Keck, and Knight in Shining. What? Maple Panda, 3 potential exhibits are on the decision block today. Why don't you let us know? Why don't you let us know? Maple Panda's gone for 1, 2, and 7. Sleeping Beauty, I Wish for Peace, Hot Property. Interesting. Okay, let me just fill these out then. A fine job. A fine job there by Maple Panda. Oh, I've clicked onto that and I shouldn't have clicked onto that because now I don't know what the things are. Wait, what was it? It was Sleeping Beauty. Oh, and this is going to take ages. Definitely not dude was curious about Jodie. Yeah, I can understand that. Well, maybe next time, definitely. If you are fortunate enough to be chosen, then maybe you'll be getting that. Maybe you'll be able to pick the Jodie one as well. Who knows? What would the... We're still working out some of the actual logistical issues here. It was 1 and it was 2. So they were already... Oh, it was Hot Property, wasn't it? Hot Property and I Wish for... Where is it? What were the options? I Wish for Peace. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty, I Wish for Peace, and Hot Property. Okay. Now we've got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This worked. It should have worked. There we go. So we've got our brand new emotes that everybody can use. So now it's an excellent work of branding here that we're only using Notme, official Notme emotes. At the top is face, then we've got wow, then we've got forehead. That's what they're called. But what are these exhibits? You don't even know yet. So let's go through them. We've got Sleeping Beauty, a collection of some of the most visually arresting sleeping bags ever conceived. Some look comfy, and others are just clearly designed for effect with very little consideration for practicality, but they've all got value in this exhibition. So we're talking about sleeping bags, some of the most beautiful sleeping bags the world has ever seen. That's nice. That's interesting. That is sleeping beauty. I wish for peace. A circular room surrounding a wishing well. Coins from around the world, are scattered about the room, ready to be thrown. But at the bottom of the well is a person in a tent trying to revise for an important test. Can you resist? Oh, so it's kind of a challenge one. Would you go for that wish, knowing that it's just going to slam onto the tent of somebody and kind of distract them from their revision? Difficult. And then finally, we've got hot property. A collection of things stolen by the docents of the gallery in the preceding 30 days. These could be stolen from people, stolen from businesses, or just stolen from each other. We CRB check them when they do apply to become a docent. But you know what it's like. People slip through the cracks. Okay, so these are our three options. We've got Sleeping Beauty, fancy sleeping bags. We've got I Wish for Peace. It's a wishing well with somebody revising for a test at the bottom. And at the bottom, we've got Hot Property, a collection of things that have been stolen. Oh, the House of Notme owns none of them, except using the bylaw, of course, finders keepers, losers weepers. Gamer Hall, hello to you. The person in the tent sounds a lot like me. NGL, not going to lie, for all you older folks who aren't as keyed into youth culture as I am. Well, good luck with any revision, or just somebody who, maybe you're just somebody who's, being victimized by people, people are getting on your nerves, whatever it might be. So these are our three options. So make your don't put anything in the chat yet. So we've got Sleeping Beauty, we've got I Wish for Peace, we've got Hot Property. Sort out your emotes first. We're going to play a video, and it's going to basically have the instructions for what you need to do. Okay? You've got your choices. We need to vote. We're going to see the countdown to vote, during which you need to load up 3 of whichever emote goes with the exhibit that you'd like to see entered into the House of Notme. It sounds complicated, but that really is the administrative reality of imaginosphere-based art galleries. Okay, and then when prompted, I want you to unleash your emotes and exercise your vote. Okay, fingers crossed this is going to work. You've got about 25 seconds. Let's make it happen. So load up your emotes. Don't unleash them yet. Don't hit chat yet. No, almost, Sarah Kilch is a little bit premature. Load them up again, though. That's fine. You've still got time. And then when it hits 0, we unleash. It's coming up. Here we go. Vote with your emotes. Okay, so maybe we need a little bit of extra time. But the reality is, everybody's going for Hot Property. It's that violence. It's that violence and that illicit thrill, isn't it? That's wonderful. That's fantastic. I mean, that's voting. That's democracy for you. TB going for Sleeping Beauty. That's lovely. And Gamer Hall looking for identifying very, very firmly with the person in the tent. So that's great. Hot Property. So now what we need to do is, of course, we need to visit. We need to visit the exhibit. And obviously everybody can do this because it is imaginary. So we're going to take a few seconds to visit the House of Notme in our heads. And what I need from you guys is in the chat, just let me know what you see. Let me know what you're seeing, what you're hearing, maybe your favorite objet d'art in the exhibit, whatever you feel, whatever you want. What is this exhibit in your head? Let's visit. That shouldn't have been. There's a longer version of that. There's a longer version of that, isn't there? There we go. What can you see? What can you feel? Lots of things stolen by the docents in the gallery. What are some of these things? What have they been able to steal? Speechless. And that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You've got to try these things, haven't you? So congratulations to Hot Property. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to Maple Panda for a fantastic, fantastic trio of choices. Let's get rid of the box. You girl Sarah Kilt, land. Just a landscape on the floor, and with every step there is blood. That's the art. So there's nothing stolen. It's just land. It's just a landscape on the floor. With every step there is blood. Sure. I mean, if the docents have stolen the blood, that's maybe going over and above. The land is stolen. It's America. Sarah Kilch getting political here, and I am absolutely here for it. Wonderful, wonderful work. Thank you so much, Sarah Kilch. Good Lord. You know, sometimes you have an idea of how these things are going to go, and sometimes they go in completely the other direction. Wonderful work. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Let's head back to Maine. Let's have a look at our Notmeme again. We've had a couple of lovely options here. One from Nana Hobbob, one from AOL Time Warner Official, which is lovely. The other one, there it was. Fabulous stuff. Are you ready for something more? I think let's have another exhibit. Another segment, guys.
When creativity's overflowing, it sometimes works hard without you knowing. So here's some memories that probably never happened. Guys. My imaginosphere is so powerful. It can create ideas and thoughts that are so full of life and detail that my poor old brain can't differentiate between conjurings and real memories. So I've got a lot of memories in my head of stories that, in all likelihood, probably never happened. And I would love to exorcise one of those today by telling you a story. Nana Hobbob, immediately, what kind of Jason Statham will we get this week? No Jason Stathams this week. This is, and I hate to disappoint any of you, this will be a Stathamless memory segment, okay? Okay, so there's a little bit of preamble to this. So basically, the backstory to this story is that I was once on TV, and I was getting pranked. It was a prank show, and I went on TV, and I got pranked by rigging up a car that I was driving with a remote, so that I wasn't actually in control of the car. The car malfunctioned, and I soiled myself, though not to the degree that other people knew on the day. So I wanted to get my own back. Who was presenting this show? It was Ant and Dec. Okay, so for the Americans in the audience, who may not know who Ant and Dec are, they are in many ways the kings of light entertainment.
They are the hosts with the mosts. They are like if you took Ryan Seacrest and you added him to Terry Crews and you added him to, gosh, I'm not even sure who else I could pick. Kelly Ripa, and you just smush them all together, and then you slice them in two. You'd create two, and because you'd slice them in two, they'd be quite short. That's Ant and Dec. Okay, so they're absolute titans of Saturday evening television in the UK. They had this prank show. They pranked me, and I soiled myself, and I wasn't very happy with it. So I wanted to get my own back. Okay. Because on the day they were kind of gloating a little bit, and I found I had to make a brave face of it, and I like to see the joy in certain things, but they were a little bit. Ant, the one at the back, was like, "Dec, man, we got him, man," and then Dec, who's the one in front, was basically saying stuff like, "We have pranked you successfully and made you look like a fool on national television because we are the kings of light entertainment and we can do whatever we want, like have ice cream for dinner or wear dress-up costumes when it's not even Halloween or nothing." So as obviously I wanted to get my own back. I knew that Carson Daly, fabulous. Add Carson Daly in there as well. So Daly, Cruz, Ripper, Seacrest. All in one, mix them, electric blender, take your resulting mixture, split it in two, here's Ant, here's Dec, okay? That's where we are. There's where we are. So I knew that Ant and Dec love fun fairs, so I organised a fun fair near their homes. So I could control, and this was a set-up fun fair that I could control every aspect of. So I had rigged myself up with a fake nose and glasses that they didn't even know it was me. And I kind of hung around, to see how they were enjoying things. The guns in the shooting gallery had like skewed sights on them, like little pranks like that. The bumper cars all had wet seats, so it looked like you had an accident out of your bum. And the candy floss, or cotton candy, was laced with a mild emetic, which would ensure that they'd be vomiting the night away when they got home that night. Now, all of that obviously sounds terrible, but I knew they loved fun fairs so much that it wouldn't put them off too much. Ant was like, "Dec, man, fun fair, man." And then Dec was like, "Even though I'm very disappointed to not have one on the shooting range because I'm quite handy with a gun both in real life and when I play Time Crisis in the arcades. I'm having a canny time." These are Geordies, and canny means good. Okay? It's Geordie for good. I made sure that they won on the ring toss, and they received a giant green stuffed dinosaur toy, which they proudly held aloft for the rest of the night, having an absolutely fantastic time. "Dec, man, dinosaur man," that kind of thing. And Dec then said, "Even if you hadn't won, we could have just told the carnival man to give it to us, and he would have had to give it to us, because we are the kings of light entertainment, but it's better overall that you won it fair and square." But the pièce de résistance, guys, the pièce de résistance to this fun fair carnival ride was the Ferris wheel. They got on, as I knew they would, and the Ferris wheel went round. They were having an absolutely fantastic time. But then there was a technical issue, which wasn't that at all, but it was all part of my plan, which basically stopped the Ferris wheel when the lads were stuck. They were right at the top. "Dec, man, oh my God, we're high up, man. I can't believe there's a technical issue when we are on the Ferris wheel. Us and Dec. Don't they know that we are the undisputed kings of light entertainment? What the heck do they think they're playing at?" It was they were really cheesed off. And it's then that I unleashed my secret weapon. Diahrreal seagulls. They were trained to poop on big green dinosaurs. But who would have a big green dinosaur? That's right. Ant and Dec had a big green dinosaur that I had, pre-arranged beforehand. So these seagulls just let rip all over them. The actors, who were in the other cars, were warned ahead of time. They were provided with umbrellas and appropriately compensated for their ordeal, which still would have been very unpleasant. But Ant and Dec, they got it bad, absolutely covered in bird poop. It did go a little bit beyond what I was anticipating. Unfortunately, at one point, one bird dropping went into Dec's mouth, and he threw up all over his lap. And Ant has a little bit of an issue with vomit. He was like, "Dec, man, you vomited, man." So he tried to escape by actually climbing down the Ferris wheel. But as he was climbing down, there was another fresh poop on the Ferris wheel. He actually fell off the Ferris wheel about 14 feet down onto the floor, and he broke both his legs and one of his shoulders. And that kind of made it a bit more serious than I was anticipating. So then when I pulled off the nose and the glasses to reveal the prank, they actually didn't take it that well. Ant was just kind of on the floor. "Dec, man, I'm broken, man." And Dec, very angry, got in my face. He's looking up because he's a little chap. "Because of this bird, Todd, that I have ingested, it's likely that I'm going to have a very poorly tummy. How dare you pull a prank on the Kings of Light Entertainment? That's like pulling a prank on John McClane from Die Hard or Allah from Islam. We shall never forgive this, you absolute shower." And they stormed off. So it was going well until it wasn't. So, swings and roundabouts. The reality of it is it probably didn't happen at all, because I have heard Ant McPartland does have a fear of heights. So I think the Ferris wheel thing just wouldn't have happened, unless of course he'd had a couple of shandies. So that's my story. That's my story of Ant and Dec being pranked by me and not taking it particularly well. Let's see what some of the comments we've got here. Those boys used to be Saturday Kids TV too. Yeah, they have really ruled UK TV. I mean, they are the Kings of Light Entertainment, the undisputed Kings of Light Entertainment, and have been for many years. Sounds a bit like Sarah Millican. Well, she is also a Geordie, SJ Beck 72, so I'll take that as a compliment. Killer Kilch, if Gosling and Timberlake did Disney, then Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, I suppose so. They are very much the Gosling and Timberlake of the UK, which I think is to the UK's credit. Great accents, thank you so much, TB. Sounds like an episode of Biker Grove. Yeah, it was kind of in that realm, certainly hijinks wise. Seagulls, that's interesting. Yeah, well, Time Warner official, thank you so much. A bit of a traumatic memory that probably never happened. Yeah, it's interesting what the imaginosphere comes up with, isn't it? Well, thank you very much for allowing me to exercise that memory, guys. Something tells me that won't be the last we've heard of Ant and Dec. Let's see. Back to Maine. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Let's have a look at that Notmeme again. What could that be? What's A? What's B? What's C? It's tricky, isn't it? It could be positive. Two positive things. Could be two negative things. Could be what you should want versus what you do want. Or it could be two things that are very different and shouldn't be a difficult decision, and therefore kind of mocking whoever's in C. You're cool. TB Douglas, thank you so much. Lovely option. Lovely option. SJ Beck 72, a sense of humour failure. Yeah, absolutely a sense of humour failure from them. Sure, there were broken bones and some bird poop in the mouth, but come on, guys. They made me sore myself, so it's very much a kind of poop calling the kettle black. Obviously, we've got Jesus. Absolutely, Gamer Hall. I enlisted Jesus' help to really just bring an extra little bit of energy, vivacity to that particular meme. Got to pay the bills now, guys. If that's okay. Got to pay the bills. It is the wonderful people at B Squared Events. They do like to pay me a little bit of money. Just to include a little bit of copy about certain events that you can get involved with in the New York, New Jersey tri-state area. great accents. Great accents. Lovely, lovely stuff. Nana Hopov, that's a great app name. That's a great app name. Great accents. Superb. Superb. Très bon. Here we go. So here's some copy. If you are young but are 0 for 4 when it comes to alive grandparents, come along to Melrose Library in the South Bronx next Saturday and Sunday for Rentenag. It sounds insulting, but that's genuinely the collective noun for grandparents. You provide the questions, both practical and advisory, and we provide the oldsters ready and eager to impart their wisdom to anyone who'll listen. Can't rewire a plug? Don't know the secret to a great clam chowder? In love with 2 dudes? Well, we've got just the wise old person to help you. And the best part is, they have been briefed to keep things brief, so if they start rambling about what used to be where the Best Buy is, you can interrupt them with absolutely no guilt. Tickets are $10 on the door and include a small bag of Werther's Originals. So I suppose much in the same way as when visiting a petting zoo, they might give you some oats. Lovely stuff. So that's just like to pay the bills, just like to keep the old lights on here. Light up here and the light back there. Keep those on. Thank you so much to the fine people at B Squared Events. Let's get back to me. Lovely option there. Gamer Hall, thank you so much. Oh, got a nice little... if anybody's got any final possibilities for this particular memery, you just let me know. And of course, if there are any cool phrases or words that pop up that you think would be good for an ep name in the chat, followed by that phrase, and we'll vote on that at the end. We really don't have any time to be messing around here, guys. So it's on to the final segment of the show.
Art bet! To challenge yourself is artistic. Art bet! I'll give you options you can pick. Art bet! Take a guess, see if you won. Art bet! It's not for money, just for fun. Art bet!
Oh, it's art bet. Oh, we've got a bet for you. Ep name, cool phrases or words. How very metatextual. Very metatextual. Phrases or words. Everybody loves a bit of art bet. Everybody loves a bit of art bet. And we've got no time for any fancy intros, from me at least. This guy might have some. So let's just get straight into it and keep our fingers crossed, of course, that this works. Over to you, Notme.
Thanks, Notme. Today's art challenge is entitled Family Demolished. I love my son, Jesus. Sometimes I look into his big brown eyes and I just want to cry, because there is so much love within me that it's creating too much pressure within me, and so I need to, in order to relieve the pressure, get something inside outside. And so it's a case of either crying, vomiting, or pooping my pants. And of those 3 options, crying is by far and away the most pleasant sensation and by far and away the easiest cleanup. Also, Jesus loves me too. I know this because look at him. Look at him. Look at how relaxed he is. He pretty chilled? He's pretty chilled, and that's called love. Jesus loves I, and I Jesus. And yet, there are people out there in the baby industrial complex who would not consider Jesus and myself to be a family. They would say, no, I am his master and he my pet. And I'm sorry, but that just has some very slavey connotations to it that I find personally very distasteful. But it begs the question, if we are not family, how do we get there? The Fast and the Furious films say in order to be a family, we have to commit crimes together. Sorry, I know it might not be that cool, but Jesus and I respect the letter of the law, except for occasional jaywalking. Sometimes we download movies illegally, don't we? Especially around award season, because sometimes that's the only way you can see them, guys. That's the only way you can see them. sometimes shoplifting. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to absolutely go to town on this Stouffer's frozen family-size lasagna. If you can think of a better, more delicious solution to the problem we're facing right now, then I'm all ears. It's currently in the oven, it's cooking, and when it comes out, we're going to eat the whole thing. And then, undeniably, we will be a family. That is our art challenge. Your art bet is very simply, how long will it take us? Back to you, Notme.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Maple Panda, saw some bum crack there, not me. No, I edited that and I edited it all out. So sometimes the mind sees what it wants. So Jesus and I are going to eat a family size lasagna from the fine people at Stouffer's. And they will, through their lasagnery powers, grant us the status of family. Okay? You've got to make your choices. Of course you do. You can't make all your choices yet because you don't have all the information. Here are some things to consider. Well, firstly, some things to consider. I have the box here. I have the Stouffer's box here. So we've got some information here. This says two times the meat required by the lasagna with meat sauce standard, which, if you're anything like me, creates more questions in your mind than it all answers. There is a lasagna with meat sauce standard. What a world to live in. What a world to live in. It is family size. There are no preservatives. 100% pure beef, herb seasoned tomato sauce, and real mozzarella cheese. You can see there's no speech marks around real there. Just in terms of sizes, guys, we've got about 5 servings here. It's about 5 servings. Not necessarily 5 servings, but about 5 servings. And net weight, we are looking at 2 pounds and 6 ounces, or just over a kilogram. So this is about a kilo, the lion's share at least of a kilo's worth of food that Jesus and I will be consuming. You know, we've got to do what we can. We want to be a family. We want to be a family. Now, I'm trying to think of a more delicious test, and I'm coming up with nothing. Well, now you put yourself in my shoes. That's exactly what I was going with. 5 servings, depending on the family. Yeah, absolutely. 5 servings, 1 family. That's how me and Jesus like to roll. Let's have some other things to consider here. The lasagna will be cut into sections prior to the timer being started. Okay, so the initial with a spatula or fish slice, it will be quartered prior to the timer being started, so that won't be counted in the timing. Next thing to consider: both Notme and Jesus must consume at least part of the lasagna. This is a team task, essentially. It's a team challenge that we are going through here. Jesus and I, because if it was just me, then I would be family with myself, and I already am family because I got all my sisters with me. And number 3, the timer will not stop for bathroom breaks, water breaks, or leg breaks. So it goes on just before the first bite, timer start, and it's only going to finish after that final mouthful has gone down. Whatever happens in between those two things, that timer's going to be ticking and ticking and ticking. Okay? If there are any other questions, any other things that people are interested in knowing, then please do let me know. Let's get some options up here. Here we go. And let's get our chat box going as well. There we go. Gail Sarah Kilch, that's a fantastic question. How hot is it? It will have come immediately out of the oven, but I am obeying all the instructions on the side, and it does say cook for 65 minutes, remove from oven, and let stand for 5 minutes before serving. So it will have been standing for 5 minutes after coming out of the oven, but only 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes and however long it takes to quad it, okay? Maple Panda, that's a great question. How near the top of Jesus' favorite meals is lasagna? Now, in terms of Jesus' favorite foods, it's pretty much fish and cheese at the top. Everything else slightly underneath. And then like spinach, lettuce, just your general greens there at the bottom. And then underneath that is just things that are inedible. I needed to sort out that's going over that in a kind of unpleasant way. But Jesus is a big fan of this. There's cheese involved. There's fake pasta involved. There's beef involved. There will be no issues convincing him to eat some of this. Okay. So we've got, the options are 0 to 15 minutes, 15 minutes to 25 minutes, 25 minutes to 35 minutes, 35 minutes plus, and EDNF standing for did not finish. If you believe that I was unable to consume, or Jesus and I were unable to consume the entire family-sized pizza, then absolutely that is your option right there. A real treat for Jesus. Absolutely AOL Time Warner official. That's a lovely way of putting it. It's a real treat. So Killer Kilch going for E, did not finish, fair enough. Galsera Kilch for B, 15 to 25. AOL Time Warner official D, 35 plus, sure. Maple Panda thinks it's going to be a 0 to 15. TB Douglas going for a 25 to 35, as is SJBX72. Gamer Hall going for a B. Super Nash Run A for 8 for an A. Definitely not Dude It for a C. So we've got a nice mix, guys. We've got a nice mix. And you know how I love it when we have a nice mix. Lovely, lovely stuff. So if you're ready, guys, let's get eating. Well played. Thank you, Maple Panda.
Okay, guys, good luck to everybody who has made your guesses. I have let the lasagna stand for the recommended 5 minutes, which has been an agony. I am quite hungry. So let's cut it up first. Cut it into fours, also known as quarters. So let's see how we go. Time begins now. I mean, it's a spectacular meal. Very hot. I've really done a number on my tongue. Will that play a part? We'll find out. I feel like cooling it down early doors, at least for the first maybe 2 portions, is going to be quite key. So what I've done is deconstructed, taken the layers apart to allow the air to get to them, to allow that pasta or imitation pasta to cool down and make it mouth-worthy. That's a sub 5 minute first quadrant. Have to say I'm feeling pretty good. And fullness wise, with the first quadrant, as I think we could have expected, it's barely touched the sides. Warmth is still an issue. And I'm wasting valuable seconds blowing. Will those blow seconds add up? The deconstruction of the pasta layers does seem to be really allowing me to make significant gains. A timely reminder that in so many sports, and this is a sport, it's the keenest mind that makes it through. We're halfway done. Third quadrant here, and I'm still feeling great. Mild gas, but I think that's to be expected. If, heaven forbid, I was ever sentenced to death,
Someone would have to make a real compelling argument for me to not go for this as my last meal, I think. Maybe if I was bitter at the system, which, you know, would have let me down were I sentenced to death, I would maybe be looking to cost the government a little bit more money than the $12 or whatever this meal is. Maybe you want to go for that lobster thermidor just to stick it to the man one last time, you know? Three quarters down, 1 quarter to go. Obviously this is going to be the most challenging one. I think it's fair to say I'm feeling full. Were this real life and outside of the somewhat artificial confines of an art challenge, I'd probably call it a day there, but we plow on. Here we go. What we've got here is the cheese that was on the top. It just smushed it all down. That's what we're left with. For some, that could be a final hill that would be difficult to climb. I think for me, it's just an absolute treat to have right at the end. Almost like a cheese board in lieu of a dessert. Viewers will have noticed something slightly amiss. Maybe you've even left a comment in the chat detailing or observing such a thing. I did say at the beginning of the challenge that I and Jesus and I, not me, would consume this. In fact, let's get the final mouthful goes to the man himself, the man of the hour. There we go. All the way gone, and good day. 1739, and Jesus and I, we're now a family, aren't we? Oh, you've got a little bit around your mush there. A little bit around your mush. You mucky pup. Do you know what I say though, guys? I think it's quite sad that we've had to do that just to prove that we're a family. Yeah? So maybe by doing this, future unconventional families won't have to. So really I'm getting quite a lot of gas here. This isn't for us that we do this. This is for future fathers and sons. Still got a little bit. Congratulations to those who won, from myself, Notme, and from my son, Jesus. Thank you and good night. I am quite sleepy now, actually. That was a lot of food.
And there we go. There we go. My goodness. My goodness. It was a roller coaster. There was burning of tongues. There was some interesting debate from Maple Panda kicking off about me talking my way through it. I think fair to a degree. Maybe should have been something to consider. If one took out all of the times where I was talking, would I have been sub 15 minutes? I would argue no. I don't think I was doing more than a minute of pure talking when I wasn't also cutting and slicing. You cost me my victory. Well, I don't want anyone to be upset here. That's nice, TB. That's nice. But everybody, what about Jesus? And I said that you would be mentioning Jesus. Really making good time so far. Love comments like that, Airwell Time Warner. Really, really good. Really, really good. Wow, says Maple Panda. And I can't help but feel a little bit of, that's more of a, wow. A little bit of sarcasm in there. And you know what? I can take it. I can take it on the chin. I'm a tough guy. Glad you enjoyed your lasagna. And again, that's kind of tinged with a little bit of sarcasm in there, Maple Panda. Glad you enjoyed your lasagna. Costing me my victory. Hey, it's not for money. It's just for fun, Maple Panda. If I can direct you to the title of the episode of the, here we go. So the only thing to clear up now,
Well, a couple of things. Let's go Notmemes first.
Notmemes, plus your words. It's more than art. Just ask young people, Notmemes.
Notmemes. Seems like Maple Panda is maybe a salted Maple Panda at the moment. Salted. You get it. So we had some fantastic options in here. A wonderful one. I can't remember who submitted this, focusing on your brand and product and how you can make it more appealing against your competitors. As A, merge baby merge is B, and then C is America Online. I can't remember which of you put forward that one, but lovely salt there, AOL Time Warner Official, lovely stuff. Some wonderful waiting until December to put up Christmas decorations, forgetting propriety and putting up decorations now. Me, that's lovely stuff. From TB. Nana came in with a lovely little dig perhaps at Mr. Zack Snyder, which I'm absolutely here for. And another one from TB, reading something easy that will likely be a 3-star read, reading a long, good book that will probably be worth it, and a 5-star read, me again. A little bit of self-deprecating humor there, but the one that really caught my attention and has triumphed is this one. Doing homework a sensible amount of time before the due date, doing it all the night before, and me. That's from Gamer Hole. It's a lovely bit of self-deprecation there from Gamer Hole. Very, very enjoyable. We could all remember those times. It's supposed to be doing our homework, but we kind of just want to do it all the night before. I'm very much a night before kind of guy, as you can tell from a lot of the times on Livetainment where things have been not necessarily done perfectly. Lovely stuff from TB there. Lovely stuff. Lovely concession there from TB. That's superb. But all of those will be turned into memes and will be viewable on the old social media, the old Instagram. Throughout the week, which means we have one last thing to do. Let's see if we can remember how to do this. Question is, what should be the ep name? We do have one space left if anybody else wants to throw in a real last minute ep name here. It's annoying that you can't do this ahead of time. It really is. It really is. Oh, definitely. And I like both of those, though, don't I? I'm going to go... Okay. So we've got our poll here. We've got the 5 options. Emote me hard. Great accents. Cool phrases and words. That's a long tongue. And impasta. The only reason I'm marking you down there, Super Nash 18, because it's actually salty maple panda. Salted maple panda. But a lovely, lovely option nonetheless. So again, I've got no idea how you vote. But you've got 2 minutes to do so. 2 minutes to do so. And I can't remember exactly. This was, the top one was killer. Then it, I mean, is it the person who says it? No, it's the person that recommends it, I suppose. Great accents. Who said that? Who said great accents? That was Nana. Impasta was definitely, as was cool phrases and words. I like that. That's a long tongue. Who is that? Who is that? Wait, no, that's a long tongue. TB. So make sure you get your votes in, guys. Make sure you get your votes in. Let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these results. Oh, that's 5 votes in. Are there more than 5 people watching? There's 8 viewers. So some people not watching or not voting. Last few seconds here, guys. Last few seconds. And I would just like to say, ahead of the end of this, that is Maple Panda, I don't have an option. Oh. I'm not sure. Again, I would love to be able to help more. Maybe you disabled me as I was salty. I certainly would not do that. I would not do that, Maple Panda. I would not do that, Maple Panda. We have a winner. Ladies and gentlemen and everybody else. Art Right Now, episode 6, Impasta. Absolutely fabulous stuff from, definitely. I mean, it was a lovely initial joke from, or observation, pun, from Nana. But you don't get marks for it. Not in this game, apparently. You get your marks for highlighting it, and it was very well highlit by Definitely Not Duda. Congratulations. Just lovely, lovely work all round. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you. Absolutely fabulous stuff. I hope you have enjoyed watching. I hope you feel your spirit, your art, and your life is in a better place than it was about an hour ago. I can't wait to do it all again next time. So next week we've got a quiz, which is going to be very exciting. Then the week after that, the 3rd of December, we will have our next episode of Art Right Now. And there will be, I haven't come up with the fun graphic for it yet because it's in 2 weeks' time. Give me a break, guys. But there will be some poetry. We're doing some poetry. It's been too long since we've done some poetry. And we're going to be doing some poetry about shops. It'll be the start of the Christmas period. People will be buying lots of stuff. So we need to do some a poem about a shop or a store or somewhere where you can spend some money. But we'll get it. I'll get some stuff. Make sure you're following me on my socials, and we'll be writing some poems about shops. A marked improvement in the last hour. Yes. Thank you, Nana. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I do just so enjoy it. So thank you so much. And I'll see you next week for a quiz. And I'll see you the week after that for Art Right Now. Look at all these emotes. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Farewell until next week. That is art, baby. Let's make some art. We did it.
Thank you for watching. You've glad to be great. Now we want more art. You don't need to wait. We can art up whenever. There's no timetables. So create some stuff anytime you are able. A sculpture, a meme, or a doodle. Try out the wall, kitchen to doodle. If you need help with the what and the how, I'll be back very soon with more art.